Geno Smith and the Seattle Seahawks shocked the NFL by going out there and not only making the playoffs, but Geno Smith won Comeback Player of the Year by having 30 touchdowns to 11 interceptions. Let that sink in. If I was to tell you the beginning of last season that the Seattle Seahawks would go to the playoffs and face the San Francisco 49ers and give them problems in the first half of the game, you probably would have laughed at me. But the Seattle Seahawks are one of the best teams in the NFC, and most of it is because of their offense. Their offense is very good, it's very fluent, and we have to give credit to Shane Waldron, the offensive coordinator, the main play caller of that offense. He put in work with Kenneth Walker, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, and Geno Smith. And majority of the games they won last season was because of Geno Smith. Geno Smith is an excellent quarterback. Now, he's not on the same level as Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, or those guys just yet, but I believe that this is a constant thing that we can see from Geno Smith. A lot of people saying that, hey, it was just him being a one-year wonder. When you look at the season, as it progressed on, he kept playing the same, and he played better. That's the thing. When they lost football games, it wasn't because of Geno Smith. The defense couldn't get any stops. Geno Smith and those guys were out there and put in work. And the sad part about the Seattle Seahawks losing football games, they started to use time possession against the Seattle Seahawks. So you'll try to get chunk plays down the field. That's where the turnovers became an issue. But 11 interceptions and 30 touchdowns, not a bad ratio. And what I mean by them having a terrible rushing defense, they were ranked 30th in run defense and 25th in total defense. Now, the pass defense was better because you had Tariq Woolen back there. Tariq Woolen has already proved that he's one of the best corners in the NFL, and he has a long way to go still. That's just how good and elite this kid can be at the cornerback position. Quandre Diggs is a good ball hawking safety. I like him a lot. I like Kobe Bryant as well. He's a corner that meshes alongside Tariq Woolen. And they did all of this without Jamal Adams. Jamal Adams needs to find a way to stay healthy. I know a lot of people call him Blitz Boy, and they say all he does is blitz and play around the line of scrimmage. He's a very good tackler, and he's very good on tight ends. And that's what killed the Seattle Seahawks this season. A lot of tight ends and a lot of the run plays could have been avoided if Jamal Adams was on the field. They traded multiple first-round picks for him a couple of years ago. If he could stay on the field, he's one of the best defensive players in the NFL, and he would give automatic tackling production to this team that desperately needs it. And you talk about tackle production. Jordan Brooks had yet another good season, but he did get hurt late in the season. He's going to miss some games next year dealing with a torn ACL. But you go out there and you can draft a guy like Trent Simpson, linebacker from Clemson, or you can get a linebacker in free agency, a good veteran linebacker besides Cody Barton. The Seahawks can be on to something. They also need some pass rush defensively. I like Uchenna Nwosu. He had 9.5 sacks. So did Darrell Taylor. But the Uchenna Nwosu sacks came at a higher volume than Darrell Taylor. Darrell Taylor is still a good football player, like him as well. But you go out there and with the 5th overall pick, because you have 2 first-round picks from trading Russell Wilson to the Denver Broncos, you can go get you a Tyree Wilson, a defensive end from Texas Tech, or you go out there and you can get you a guy like a Miles Murphy from Clemson, or you find a way to trade up to get Will Anderson. The Seahawks could be in legit business. Look at the division that they're in. The Los Angeles Rams, they're in cap hell right now. So a lot of those guys, they have to unload those contracts. The Arizona Cardinals are going through a rebuilding phase right now. Kyler Murray's hurt, and you're bringing in a brand new head coach. All of a sudden, it's you and the San Francisco 49ers duking it out for the first spot. And you can call me crazy. We don't know what the San Francisco 49ers are going to look like with Trey Lance. It may be good, it may be bad. But one thing that is for sure, the Seahawks are going to go out there and play with their heart in their sleeves. So are the San Francisco 49ers. But you match up well with the 49ers. Your defense just has to go out there and play better. And the offensive line will continue to get better. You have 2 superstar tackles, in my opinion. They're super young, and Charles Cross and Abraham Lucas. When you lost against the San Francisco 49ers, it came down to the pass rush that the Seahawks couldn't stop at points in times. I believe that if the tackles get another year in the system, they will get better. You help protect Geno Smith, and that defense should be better next year. You get some veteran free agents. You get some guys in the draft that can go back there and help out guys like Tariq Woolen and help guys like Uchenna Nwosu. And I like Poona Ford. He had only 3 sacks in the season, but I like him as well. He's a good run stopper that can go back there and make some plays for you. You could be looking at a team in the Seattle Seahawks that can be causing some noise in the NFC, and they can be making a deep playoff run. I like Al Woods as well. He's another player that you got in that trade. So Big Al Woods is a good run stopper, but you want to go back there and get some youth behind him because he is getting older. But he had a good season last season for the Seattle Seahawks. But depending on guys like Cody Barton, that's not going to really work at the linebacker position. He's a solid linebacker. Some Seahawks fans hate him. He's not just horrible. He's just not great either. He's just a solid option to have, and you can get better at that position. In some games, he did play horrible, but overall, he was a decent linebacker for this team. This team needs to stop just depending on decent talent defensively and just go up there and try to get better players, like how you did in Tariq Woolen. They got to steal in Tariq Woolen, but this NFL draft should not be trying to waste picks on trying to get Anthony Richardson with the 5th overall pick. I know that the intangibles are there, the size and all those things, but Geno Smith proved last season, and I believe he can do it long term, that he can be a good quarterback for you. As the season progressed, Geno Smith got better. He wasn't turning the football over. And like I said, the time possession hurt this team. They couldn't get people off the field. They couldn't stop running backs. And you look at their own run game, it was very good as well. Kenneth Walker III, 1,050 yards rushing, 9 touchdowns. You paired it up with DK Metcalf, who had 1,048 yards receiving, 6 touchdowns. Tyler Lockett continues to be one of the best sneaky receivers in the NFL. He doesn't get a lot of credit. 1,033 receiving yards and 9 touchdowns as well. So you have a very good offensive foundation right now. That nucleus of that offense isn't going to go anywhere. It's going to only continue to get better. Teams could not figure out this offense. The San Francisco 49ers were a loaded team, and when they lost against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the defense did give them problems, but at the same time, their defense couldn't stop anybody. So they go out there, get the defense better, continue to put some more receivers around Geno Smith. Now, late in the first round, I would not be opposed to them drafting a guy like a Zay Flowers, and you have Zay Flowers, Tyler Lockett, and DK Metcalf, all that speed on the field. That can give you some problems as well. So instead of trying to replace Geno Smith long term, you should put 1 or 2 more wide receivers with him. I like Marquise Goodwin, but you put some more receivers on this team with more speed and just say, let's give it a run. And if Geno Smith doesn't work out after next year, you can let him go after that contract, but I believe he will work out. He may not throw for 30 touchdowns again, but he will be a very good quarterback for this team, and he will get them to where they need to be. So let me know in the comment section how you feel about the Seattle Seahawks. Do you think that this is going to be a consistent thing with this team, or do you believe that it was just a one-year type of situation and next year they're going to struggle and they're going to fizzle out? If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. Most importantly, want each and every last one, guys, stay safe, stay positive. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Peace.